I told you before, and this video is going to prove what I was talking about from the last reaction when we were talking about the Kansas City chief receiver who had all those false allegations from his girlfriend. Guys, this is a reaction, but this is a lesson. Pay attention. Subscriptions are free, but let's get into it.
Listen to me. You did all the talking. No, I need this for my safety because I'm not no regular nigga.
Look at
the police because I want y'all to pull up there before I got there. He took me out to get drunk and do all this stuff. If I don't suck his dick or fuck him, I would have to go to the house and this and that. So he's taking advantage of me, and I want to call the police officer. And I'm not getting out this car until you guys get here.
It's dangerous dating out there, and whether you are a young man or a woman, you still have to really be smart about how you are operating in this day and age. This is a story of a guy who met a woman on Facebook dating app. They met, I think he went and picked her up, went for brunch, and apparently the place they went to, you could get like shots poured in your mouth, kind of like those where they do the grill in front of you. And she kept taking shots. She got really drunk, so he went to take her home. And on the way home, she completely flipped and started accusing him of being a, a sex trafficker. You can't really say the words, but you know what I'm talking about. And that she was accusing him of rape and some other acts that would really impact a man's life and land him in jail for a long time. So we're going to get into this because it's a cautionary tale.
You being weird as fuck, but I swear to God, that's fine. That's fine with me, bro, because you know I'm not a drinker. And that shit weird as fuck. That's the thing. You just met me and I'm not a drinker. I'm telling you I'm not a drinker. So why would you sit there and play in my face like that? This the thing, that shit weird.
Breathe,
so
brother.
You know I'm going through shit, bro.
I just met you not even 30 minutes ago. So how I know you
going
want
through
this
a
shit?
lot of shit. I told you what I've been through with my ex. Don't record me,
I got you for my safety, bro.
I'm not gonna touch
Right.
you.
I got you.
You being weird.
We in South Haven.
I'm
You
not
cry.
finna
Listen,
touch
just listen. Listen to me. You did all the talking. No, I need this for my safety because I'm not no regular nigga.
I'm not finna
Bro, just listen to me talk, please.
I'm not a drinker.
Are you gonna let me talk?
I need somebody to support me.
I'm gonna take you at home, fool.
To do.
Take her home.
I'm gonna take you
I'm
home.
not a drinker. Why would you do that, bro? I don't want to be on camera.
I ain't showing nobody this for my safety.
I'm not gonna do nothing to you.
Bro, you gotta think about it.
Ooh.
For my safety.
I'm not gonna touch you.
So I didn't do nothing to you, right?
I'm not gonna touch you.
So why you crying?
Because I'm not a drinker.
You saying I know that?
And
I
I'm
just
going
met
through
you.
a lot. My daddy just passed away. You doing weird shit.
This for my
I'm
safety.
not gonna touch you. I'm okay. I know everything that's going on right now. I'm aware of everything.
I'm saying when I take you home and you go in there crying, they gonna be like, what the fuck wrong with you?
Yeah, good point.
I wanted to spend time with you.
I'm not finna go nowhere with your drunk ass, fool.
I haven't been happy since I've been with my ex. It was abusive.
I don't know. I haven't abused you.
I'm sorry.
So what, you done got too drunk?
That's what it was.
So tell the camera this so I could
I did. I got too drunk. And
So I didn't touch you. I didn't hurt you.
No, you didn't. Why would I play with you like that?
I'm just making sure, fool. I just met you. I don't know you. And you crying already. Look how you I just met you 30 minutes ago and look at you.
Crazy.
I'm not a drinker. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not. I just started drinking January.
How old are you?
I'm 21. I hate when people take advantage of me.
Look,
I'm taking advantage of you.
I'm not saying you taking advantage of me. I've been in my ex, literally, I've been in, what more you want? I've been in a relationship. I just, like, literally got out.
So look, I just met this girl and look at her, fool. I'm just trying to document this shit for my safety.
Yeah.
Okay, post it.
Don't record me. No, I've got to for my safety. Now, we record things from Ring doorbells, from, I believe, Teslas have recording devices. There's cameras everywhere, so there's no reason that the camera in your hand shouldn't be documenting exactly what's happening in real time, because once he's accused of something, it's a stain on his reputation just as a person that it's going to be very hard to disprove, much less in the legal system. So guys, you have to really be careful. Now, let's even rewind. I don't want to go too hard on it, but you really got to start vetting people that you're going to take out. Now, if you're going to go out on a date, my advice would be your first date or your first few dates or until it gets serious, meet them. Don't pick them up. It was a nice vehicle that he had. You could tell by the sunroofs. You could tell by the interior. Nice vehicle. Yeah, you want to show out. Show it when you pull up, but don't go and get them in a lot of cases, because now you're stuck with her. At least at the other end, you could have told the management of the restaurant, hey, look, she's really drunk, she can't drive, but I'm leaving. Or you could have at least had your distance, but now you're kind of stuck with this person who's going to be alone with you, and now you have to do something like this. But he was way ahead of it, because he spoke to her about, whenever she would say something, he'd say, so I'm not abusing you, or I'm not doing this. And so he got it out of her. Now, she's still drunk, so somebody might just say, well, she was under duress, she was drunk or whatever. But still, that's damning evidence, and that's exactly what you need to get yourself out of being in a situation with someone crazy like that. And you don't always know through just like pictures or what somebody will type on their profile on a dating app. So what you got to be able to do is get them on FaceTime, have some conversations on the phone, really get a feel for somebody, who they are, and just listen for the cues before you get in front of them. Because, I think like he said, she was fine at, blah, blah, blah. Don't get blinded by that. You got to be able to see people beyond their physical presentation, because a lot of people out here on these apps, they're using filters. A lot of these makeup tutorials are transforming people into completely other different people. And a lot of these things, when you're talking about wigs, when you're talking about lashes, all these things, it's creating an unrealistic image. And I think it's getting ingrained in a lot of us, where it's like this picture of perfection, and it's far from that. More people have trauma, undiagnosed, untreated, and undocumented, and so they're just walking around looking perfect, but far from it. And I'm not perfect. This isn't a smash on anybody. But what the point is you got to be able to vet people, get to know them before you start going out with them, especially where alcohol or recreational drugs would be, and just being alone with them. But I digress. We're going to keep going.
We get close. I'm just going to drop you out. We get close to her street food. Might have flipped out.
Look, she's smacking the. Look, she trying to call the police. Said that I was an S trafficker.
Okay, that's cool.
On 3665 Heathcliff Drive, Horn Lake, Mississippi.
Oh, I got something for you. I got on phone with the police, fool. Call
To
police
punish her.
trying to set traffic car. Watch these videos, man. This awareness, man. Y'all be careful when y'all dealing with these females. Especially if you got some shit going, man. These bitches will try to trap you.
Yeah, if you got something to lose.
2 hours, fool. An hour, she trying to get me fucked up. Watch this shit.
The police, because I want y'all to pull up there before I got there. He took me out to get drunk and do all this stuff. If I don't suck his dick or fuck him, I would have to go to the house and this and that. So he's taking advantage of me, and I want to call the police officer. And I'm not getting out this car until you guys get here. Yes, man. Cotton.
She's smacking them again. Always record them. Always. Always record them.
What's your name? He don't want to tell me his name, but I gotta say this is my first time linking with him.
Always record them.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm in a truck, a Range Rover.
She's trying to get me locked up. It's a cold game.
I can check my location. I have a British.
So there's an old saying about having mad money. It used to be a thing for women, I believe, to always have mad money. So if you got mad at your date, you would have cab fare home. When you say cab fare, you can see how antiquated that saying or that notion is. But we can reverse that. If this man had the money to take her out, buy that nice car and everything else, chances are what I would have done once I saw this escalating is I would have pulled over someplace and called an Uber for this person and called the police as well. And I would have gotten witnesses. I would have pulled up to a restaurant. I would have pulled up to a tire shop. I would have pulled up to some place where somebody would have sat with me and called the police while I kept recording to get this person out of the car and get them home safely. The point isn't to abandon somebody, especially in an inebriated, intoxicated state. But you're not responsible for taking on that sort of thing. It was her decision as a 21-year-old to continue to take shots at this establishment. She got herself drunk. But You don't have to stand and now be accused of those things. If she wants to accuse you later after she sobers up, things like that, fine. Then you can deal with the police at that point. Or you can do what he did, which is just get her all the way home and things like that. But you got to be careful because she could have easily been on the phone with somebody else or texting and saying, this guy did this, this, and that. Where's my cousins and uncles? Like, this guy could have driven her into a very bad situation. So you got to be careful, not just recording things for the audio and video purposes to exonerate yourself of accusations, but physically, when you pull back up, are you going to be in some situation? Because he already recognized it by saying, if I drop you off and you're crying, people are going to ask what happened. And most likely they're going to look at the person that you were with to say, what'd you do to her? So we're in a chess match. You have to be playing chess in a lot of these instances. I've got my own stories. Maybe I'll share one or two, but you got to be playing chess when it comes to this stuff.
So he's saying taking advantage of me. He's from Memphis, Tennessee.
Look at it. Listen.
Don't record me.
Why'd I go to get to your house?
Ma'am.
He's remaining calm.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's putting the phone down. You don't got to put it on her.
You want me to talk to her?
No, you ain't talking to shit. You finna go to jail because
Look.
you fucking playing with me. You trying to treat me like a say you a sex trafficker. That's what the you are, and I'm not getting out and say come.
Okay.
Bitch, you finna go to jail.
We can go to your house though. Where
No,
you
it don't
stay?
fucking matter. Stop recording me.
Where you stay? We can go to your house where you can feel safe.
No, ma'am. I'm gonna wait till you guys get here because he trying to sex traffic.
I'll wait. I'll wait.
He said he will wait. So yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I'm at
Don't
home.
speed off.
You not at home. Why we get to your house?
Yes, ma'am.
After I showed her a pic of my kids at the restaurant, she then told me I'm not finna see my kids for a long time because I'm going to jail. Sheesh, if that ain't the devil.
I don't give a fuck about you recording because I'm my dead daddy. You told me if I'm so. You just told me that, and I recorded you, so I'm gonna show them that too.
That's cool.
That's fine. And you gonna go to jail because you just said that. Yeah, park right here.
I'm gonna park in the driveway.
Yeah, park. Don't park in my driveway. We at my house 365. I'm pressing charges too. Yeah, you for sure going to jail.
So now he's getting out of the car to go to her mother's door to get this person out, which is smart. Put eyes on this as soon as possible and explain what happened before she gets a chance to run into the house emotional. And you can see the police are there now. You can see his car. It was a nice car. It was a Range Rover. So, but again, guys, you don't have to flex getting that first date and things like that. But she looks pretty highly inebriated. I'm not sure exactly what the officer's thoughts are, but hopefully they take it seriously and give it the due diligence, but also we'll see it for what it is and let this man go if there's nothing to hold him on. The loss of her father is something that I wanted to touch on real quick because that might really be a huge part as to why she ran out and got herself inebriated. It might be why she's just lashing out and acting like this. There may have been like a break in somebody as important in her life as her father. Fathers do matter, especially in young women's lives, even when they reach their 20s. It's still important to have that. You have that guidance and you have that. And possibly, just possibly, we as society should start thinking instead of, there's always this notion where you ask certain groups of people, do we need men? No, men are trash, this or that. Okay, cool, but are you including your fathers, your uncles, your coaches, people in your community that helped raise you? Is it all men, or is it the men that you've dated and you picked and who you had bad experiences with? Because you can't lump them all in together. If you can say personally, I don't need this group of people because I didn't have a good experience with that person or something, but this is why content of character over all these other demographic labels matter. Focus on that person. But she's too far gone right now. It's unfortunate, but it does just ring one of those bells that fathers are important. So shout out to the dads doing it right on a daily basis.
Look at. And what's so crazy is that she'll receive no penalties for doing this.
Yeah, man. I ain't want to do this, man, but I've been getting all type of private calls all night, threats and shit. So I just wanted to clear the air before a mother try to make me sound like I'm the bad person. Bruh, be careful when y'all dealing with these females. This for awareness on. I'm not trying to embarrass this girl or nothing, but I'm just trying to save somebody, help somebody. Young brother.
Save someone's life.
She started acting
Talk
crazy.
about it.
Please record her because
Yes.
when the police come, it's your word against hers. Y'all have a good day.
So you saw how all that kind of played out. They brought the ambulance at the end. So I'm guessing that she really went with the accusation that she was raped. And that's going to be a weird thing when they realize, like, possibly there was no interaction at all. I would think we would have heard that by now if that was the case. So is there a point in time where this becomes a punishable offense on the part of the accuser? Because this is a massive waste of police time, of the emergency responders. All of that stuff goes into a false allegation over a drunk person. And at some point, are they just penalized for only being drunk, public intoxication, or whatever else? Or should there be something more on top of that where they pay a fine for utilizing resources that they didn't need to? This is very much like in some states they have the rescue law, and I know they have one here where when hikers go out and they get stuck, like at times that they shouldn't be hiking, they have to be airlifted off. If I'm not mistaken, they have to pay for that because it becomes like something that could have been prevented. Same thing, the stupid driver's law, where they're driving into flooded areas and have to be rescued. Well, then you have to pay the cost for that because it was a preventable measure. Being drunk is a preventable measure unless your drink has been spiked. But if what he said is right and she took shot after shot after shot, well, then you took yourself down that path. And at some point, even when you get to the point of accusing somebody of something as egregious as rape and trafficking, then you should pay a penalty for it. So hopefully this guy gets some sort of justice, not just in the fact of, well, you didn't do it, so we'll let you go about your way, because this is not a cool thing to have. But there's a plot twist to the story, so let's hear it.
I got an update for y'all. So after Drake posted that video about the girl he took on a date who went crazy on him and accused him of, rape and sex trafficking, the internet decided to do some digging. They found out that Dre had been booked in 2014 on charges of statutory rape of a 16-year-old when he was 24. Now, after the internet got to buzzing about, oh, Dre, you had these charges, Dre decided to take to the internet and say this. He said that the girl lied about her age and that he actually didn't do any jail time, that he was just booked and everything was cleared up because she lied about her age. But the young lady, her name is Brianna, she said that's not what happened. Don't lie on her name. She never lied about her age, that he knew about her age. He even took pictures with her in her prom dress. Brianna said, I ain't said shit to you about nothing at all you got going on. She said, but what you ain't gonna do is lie on my name. I never lied to you about my age. How did I lie about my age? This was you at my house before my prom. Mind you, I graduated at 16. You were 24 at the time. Okay. She said, you were coming to my school. You knew all my friends, and your baby mama even pulled up to my house at 16 to drop off some money. She had an attitude. You made her call back and apologize. So please don't speak on me or play with me ever. Keep it cute and keep it over there. Let's not forget, we both remember the drunk nights you had with me. Let me not hop on the internet and tell that story. Delete that and clear that up ASAP. Now, Dre never removed the post about him not knowing how old she was, and she hasn't removed it either. But the internet is now saying that Dre is known for doing this, and he's known for messing with younger women, because right now he's 35 years old, and the woman that was in the car with him was 21. And they said that he's known for doing this to young women. That's the update, y'all.
Before we get out of here, you guys know I wanted to get some data on false reporting, and here goes some information, some studies. When methodologically rigorous research is conducted based on this definition, estimates For the percentage of false reports, coverage around 2 to 8%. There's some bullets down up here that you guys can all read of different research studies that were conducted. But it concludes, in reality, no one knows, and in fact, no one can possibly know exactly how many assault reports are false. However, estimates narrow to the range of 2 to 8% when they are based on rigorous research of case classifications using specific criteria and incorporating various projections of the reliability and validity of the research, with the research studies right down up in here. If you guys want to take a look at them, here's the thing. They might say 2 to 8%. I think that it's more than double that, because really in all of these cases, how many of the officers are going back later and following up on the false report as opposed to just letting the shit go, sweep it under the rug, and on to the next case. So I think that it is vastly unreported. Even still, let's say that it isn't. Let's say in a perfect world that it isn't, and we take the lowest percentage at 2%. That's still too damn much.
So there used to be an old thing on the internet where women would post and say, fathers, teach your sons not to X, Y, and Z towards women. And while a lot of that is true, and I agree with that, what fathers should also be teaching their sons is how to protect themselves from women who were not taught by their mothers to realize that acting out in a way like getting yourself inebriated and then making false accusations, or just making false accusations, is not an acceptable way to act or treat other people. So this isn't just a one-way treatment sort of thing. And when you do that, when you make a false accusation, and I don't think a lot of women can truly understand the weight of what that means towards a man and his just who he is at his core, if that's not a real thing that he had partaken in. That's a heavy accusation to draw on somebody. And when you do that, I don't think you understand how much trauma and abuse that really is. It's not just abuse of what you're doing to that person, but if you go to the authorities, now you've abused the system too when you're talking about false accusations. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but for the people who do make those false accusations, that's a ridiculous sort of thing, and it should be a punishable offense, because this is how people move on with their baggage. So a woman can be physically abused, a man can be psychologically abused or legally abused, and then you move on to the next person, and you've got this baggage with you because of the trauma that gets inflicted across the board. So we need to knock that sort of stuff off. But him protecting himself is a fantastic way to really show other people, and that's a good tool of social media. Now, all the other stuff as far as with the 16-year-old, I have no idea, but now it would make sense why he's filming now. Because if he was accused of something like that in his past and it wasn't true, because it doesn't sound like he served any time or was punished for it, well then, sounds like maybe it was something that they either didn't have enough evidence on, or he just wasn't doing what he was accused of. And look, 21 is young for a 35-year-old, but it's still legal. But she still took it upon herself to get herself inebriated, and those are consequences of our own actions. That man, unless we know now through toxicology that he spiked her drink or something, she did it herself. And it sounds like there was witnesses because the guy kept pouring the shots for her. So that's it's a little bit different than the other stuff with the 16-year-old, but then again, we still don't know. And again, if he wasn't punished, it doesn't sound like there's a whole lot to it. But the internet will dig up your bones. They will dig up your past. So while he put this out there, it's still a great lesson. And just because it came from somebody who had a dark mark on their past doesn't mean that it's not a viable lesson. That almost doubles down as to why it's a great lesson. He's recording now because of what he possibly was accused of before as a younger man. So it works both ways. Protect yourselves. Protect yourselves in all aspects. Dating, especially when you're talking about really not knowing people, because it's just, hey, I like your pictures, I like what you said, and would you want to meet? Well, you're not really getting to know that person. So when you show up, it could be a whole different person. Catfishing isn't just pictures. It's more about the personality. I could deal with somebody really not looking the same if they were cool. But if they look a certain way, and then I like all the things that they said, and you get there and they're like, who's this person? You're acting completely different than the person that I was chatting with or even that I talked to on the phone briefly. That's more of a red flag. But I digress. Still like to hear your thoughts. And guys, leave in the comments your ace up the sleeve, your advice, comment, experience, because I'm sure that it's happened on both sides. Look, if it happened to you as a guy and you were accused of something, I'd like to hear about it or how you handled it. And look, if you are a woman and you accused somebody of it, what got you to that mindset and how did it resolve of itself? And if it was switched somehow, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And again, subscriptions to the channel are free, so we'd love to have you guys. And hopefully this finds everybody in your place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, unity, solidarity, and as always, subscriptions and videos, so stick around.
I've been through with my ex. Don't record me.
I got you for my safety, bro.
I'm not gonna touch
Right.
you.
I got
bro.
you.
You being weird.
We in South Haven.
I'm
You
not
cry.
gonna
Listen,
touch
just listen,
you.
listen.
I'm
We
not
listen,
gonna
just listen to me.
touch
You done did all the
Please
talking.
don't record
No,
me.
I need this for my safety because I'm not.